Hey guys and girls, welcome back to another maths video here. We're going to be talking about addition and subtraction of fractions today, which is kind of a continuation from what we talked about last time, which was the extension and simplification of fractions. And what you need to know to do this is just that, the extension and simplification. So a few things you want to remember here is there's a few rules. There are a few rules. These are the rules for addition and subtraction. All right. Then we want to say always check to simplify at the end. Okay. You always want to check to simplify at the end of a calculation. All right. So say that you've arrived at a point where you're like, okay, I got my fraction, I added them. Then you want to check, can I simplify this further? Can I like make it as small as possible? So you always want to do that. And then in pink, you want to, no, okay, the pink is going to be bad. Red. This is very important. Always do the same thing for the denominator as the numerator. Okay, so what this means is, actually we'll just leave it like that. What this means is, put it here, so you know that if you add something or if you multiply something to the denominator, you have to multiply something to the numerator in order to extend or simplify. If you want to simplify, you have to divide the denominator with the same thing you divide the numerator with. Okay, so make sure you're doing that correctly. So okay, let's check this main rule out here. This is our main rule. What we want a pink action here. All right, this is our main rule. Oh God. All right. What does this mean? Well, A divided by B. I don't know. You have to excuse me because I don't really know how to say these specific things in English, right? Like I said, I studied in Sweden, but I usually say A through B. I don't know if that's correct, but A by B or B by A or whatever. But I'll just say through. I'll just say through, and then you'll just have to correct that as you go along. C through D equals AD through BD plus CB through DB. And this is just a bunch of random hoopla for you, right? Where DB equals BD. But when I show you now, you'll understand. And then you'll be able to use this. AD and BD are one. This is one number. This is also one number. This is just a product of these being multiplied. So let's take a simple example here. 1 through 2 added by 3 through 5. What is this going to do? You can't just go ahead and add these and make it 4 through 7, right? You can't just do that. You have to have the same denominator, the same size here in order to add these together. And let's check our rule here. Always check to simplify at the end. Or wait, no, I'll always do the same thing for the denominator as the numerator. So if we want to extend this, we're going to have to extend this whole thing with this and this whole thing with this. Okay, and that is to get the same number here in the both denominators. Get the least common denominator. It's very important. Or at least a common denominator, and then you can simplify it later. Least common means that you directly find the least common. But in our case, it would be 10, but we can just multiply it anyway. So 1 multiplied by 2. This is our AD, and now we're going to do our BD, which is this through that, and this multiplied by that. So what is that? That is 2 multiplied by 5. And then we have our main thingy here. No, then we have our plus symbol here. And then we have our 3 multiplied by 2. Okay, why you say? Again, we're taking this whole thing, multiplying it by this. So 5 multiplied by 2. And what is this going to give us? You see this? You see this denominator and this denominator? They're exactly the same. That's what we need. But we have to do the same on both the numerator and denominator. That's why we're multiplying everything. So this gives us 2 through 10 plus. No, wait, what am I doing? This is 5. Oh God, I almost messed up here. 5, 5, 2, 2. Okay. Plus, what is this? 6 through 10. Okay, cool. So that's good. We got that, and this gives us 11 by 10. And this brings us to another point. This is more than a whole. A whole would be 10 of 10, right? A big pizza. A big pizza. I have to look. Big pizza here. Nice. Lots of stuff on it. Pepperonis and stuff, or whatever you like. Bunch of pieces here. Okay, this is a beautiful pizza. If this is 10 pieces, you can't have 11th piece would be another pizza piece, right? With pepperonis. This is our 11th piece, and this is 10 pieces. So what happens here? Well, what we can write is this is one whole pizza plus 1/10, right? This is a tenth of a pizza. So what you can write is you can write this in another form. You can write 1/10. 1/10, where 1 is 10 through 10, right? So that would be 10 plus 1/10 equals 11 tenths. Okay, so just remember that. You can write it in a different form. And if you want to simplify this, well, we can't really simplify it because these are like, you can't divide 11 by 2 directly, and you can't divide it further down. So we don't need to simplify that anymore. What I want to show you is when you have more than one factor. Like this is 2 factors here, or 2 fractions. What if we have 3 fractions, right? So 1, let's do the same thing. This is going to be a little longer. Then we have 2 by 4, and then we have, let's just switch these up. Let's take 3 by 6. Yeah, that seems cool. These are really easy to find the common denominator. But if you didn't know, what you do is you multiply this whole thing with both of these. You multiply this with both of these. You multiply this with both of these. Okay, the same thing. It's just we add one more thing in there. So this is going to be pretty long. Let me put it down here. So 1 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 6 through 2 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 6. Okay, plus 2 multiplied by 6 through 4 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 6. Do you see this denominator? Denominator is the same as this. You see that? Easy. And then 3 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 2. Wait. Yeah. And then 6 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 2. And voila. Now we have to actually calculate this, which I wasn't. Oh god. Okay, 24 times 2 is 48. Okay, it wasn't too bad. 48. 4 times 6 is 24 through 48. Is it the same thing? Oh, that's the same thing. Huh. Cool. Okay. 3. 4 times 8. 3. Okay, we get the exact same thing. Alright, I should have seen that from the beginning because they're the same size. Whoops. These are exactly the same size. Wow. Okay. Well, they're all 0.5. See, they're just extensions of the same thing. Sorry about that. Well. That's what I get for trying to make it easy. Well, 0.501. Well, you just add these together, right? So what is that? 48 plus 24. That is 68, 70, 72, I think. And which gives us 48, 1 and 24. 1, 24, 48. Okay. There we go. So yeah. And this we can simplify. You see? And we want to simplify this. Simplify. So actually we'll keep the 32, 48, and then just divide both the denominator and the numerator with, or no, the numerator with 2. So what's that gonna give us? Hold up, 1 second. That's interesting. 24, 24, 24. Okay, look, you know what we're gonna do here? You're gonna give me 1 second here to calculate this because I am absolutely horrendous right now. And I have to use a calculator. I am so sorry. 72 through 2, 36. Whoop. So you start by dividing by 2 if you're unsure, alright? 36 through, and then that is 24. And then, which we go through divided by 2 again, which gives us 18 to, what is that, by 12, right? Which further down, of course, 9 through 6, and then we can see that, oh, 9 and say we can't really divide it by 2, but we can divide it by 3, right? So 9 to 3 is 3, and that is 2. So we're at 3 2's. Okay, that's great. And this gives us 1 plus, where 1 is 2 by 2 now. 1 by 2. So 1.5, right? 1.5 pizza. No. Wait, what? Doesn't make any sense. Never mind. Never mind. Let me see. This, oh no, this was for something else. Never mind. Yeah, it's true. 1.5. 1.5 pizza. So, and you can calculate it. You can see if it's correct. You take 72 by divided by 48, which gives us 1/5 or 1.5. Sorry, and then you just take 3 by 2, which is 1.5 as well, which means this is exactly the same thing as this. So there we go. That's a long example. Oh God, I'm sorry. Some confusion in there as well. And we, just to quit this, we need to take a negative example as well, because you can do the exact same thing with the negative. But let's just take 3, 5 minus through 6, and let's calculate this. So 3, it's the same thing. 3 multiplied by 6 through 5 multiplied by 6 minus 2 multiplied by 5 minus 6 multiplied by 5. So we get the same denominator, which will give us a 3 times 6 is 20. No, it's 18 to 30 minus 10, 30. And this is 8, 30. And we can divide this by 2, which gives us 4. Simplify, always simplify. Let's just do this. Simplify. 8 to 30 equals 4 through 15 equals, can't divide that anymore. It's 4 through 15. That's correct. Let me just see. Divided by 15 is 2, and 8 to 30 is, oh wait, here. 8 divided by 30, 2 to 7. Yeah, cool. So this was correct. Brah. Thanks for watching, guys and girls. I'm sorry it was a really long video, but here are some basic rules that you need to follow, and I'll be putting them up as the text version as usual. But yeah, thank you so much again. You're supporting me, you're watching my videos and stuff. I really appreciate it, and I hope you learned something as well. And the next video is going to be multiplication and division, so keep your eyes out. Keep your eyes open for that. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.